No, 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 no.
Sounds like Star Trek.
Okay. Now, okay. Oh my goodness, I'm a little behind. I went for a little walk today. Well, a 2-mile walk around the golf course. It was so nice out.
Well, cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. Went with a couple friends, so that was fun. All right. So why are we not working? Because, hello everyone, I'm gonna fix this in a second. I hope.
It says you're live streaming.
Right. I'm live streaming. But I hit the wrong button. I know, it's a shocker. Okay, seriously? I don't want to hear an echo. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, I got everything up here. Oh my word. Hey everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Leanne Furness and I am from Rochester, Minnesota. I've been playing all day. Well, not all day. I've been playing with this great celebration. So what is going on? Celebration. Wow, that's really weird. Okay, sorry. I'm a little slow because this, well, maybe we'll just do it this way. I don't want to do it that way though. Fine. I'm going to be flexible because that is the word of the year. Okay, I'm going to start over. Not kind of. Welcome. Again, I'm talking about a celebration stamp set. And a celebration is when you order, anyone can order $50 or $100 and you get something for free, and you pick out from the celebration catalog what you want. And I did talk a little bit about this set suite just really briefly, and I thought I would show it and show you why you may want to consider ordering $100 worth of stuff so you can own this free item. All right, so we're going to go. This is going to be interesting. I'm just going to tell you. All right. Oh gosh. See what happens? Okay. So we're going to talk about this, and I wonder if I turn my camera, if it will adapt. Nope. Okay. Sorry about that. We're going to be skinny today. Let's see, I can go up higher. So, good gravy. I tell you, things that are happening in here. So this suite is on this combo is on page 12 of the little celebration catalog. And okay, sorry, I'm making y'all dizzy. And that's this one. This one's available until the end of February. And what you get is this designer series paper, as well as the friendly Hello stamp set. And so they show you some samples here. And like every designer series paper I think we have in our catalogs, it doesn't do it justice from the print. So let me show you what those images are. So there's 6 patterns, or 6 sheets, 6 double-sided patterns, right? So this is the one I'm going to talk about in a minute, and I don't have much of it left. And that's the other side, which is fun. There's this, it's pale papaya. I don't know if you can tell that. And then Highland Heather. Good gravy. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Okay, Highland Heather. I know the problem. And then the other colors in this paper are Pool Party, Fresh Freesia, not Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, which is one of our in colors this year. Basic Black, Granny Apple Green, which is this bright green. And Shaded Spruce, which is this darker shaded spruce color. And then this is gorgeous by itself. You could just do something super simple. I'm going to show you some simple layouts. And this is just the little flowery things, which I think is really cool. I mean, I really like the fact that they have, I don't know, I like the colors, and I think the colors are soft enough that it makes me happy. So then, whoops, let's go up, not down. So then this paper is super cute, great for babies. And on the other side is more flowers because apparently Stampin' Up! Loves their flowers. And then this one is birds and flowers on one side and those funky leaves and Granny Apple Green on the other. Okay, so what I want to show you is, first of all, this is a card you make if you come to one of my buffets here the first time. I only have a certain amount of paper for this card because I don't want two of the stamp sets, right? So I can't get a refill of the paper, which is kind of annoying to me, but that's okay. So this card, it goes so well together with the stamp set because it just lines up pretty darn good. Pretty good. So you color in the flower with fresh freesia blends, and then you're going to stamp with that shaded spruce to create a very quick and easy card. And this is just like little strips of that paper because remember I said how it's the same piece of paper and I ran out. So I just cut little strips. So remember, I'm going to show you a little, you can save lots of paper if you think about how you're doing it rather than full layers. So the other fun things in this stamp set, let's see, this is stamped in shaded spruce. And that is right, that stamp is right there. It's got the blotches, the great blotches, and the little cotton. I don't even know what that is because you know me, I don't know flowers. Okay, so then I said, well, what could I do that's super fast and simple? Well, look at this fast layout card. It's simple. I just cut the DSP into 3 3/4 by 5. And then the black is the standard 4 by 5 1/4. And then the white is probably, I don't know, 2.5 inches. But the back part of it, I didn't like put a whole strip of black. This is 2 small strips of black behind there to give you that image or that illusion that you've, kind of mounted that all the way on black. So I didn't do anything else. I stamped the little flowers in pale papaya. And I thought, if anything, you could just crank out a whole bunch of cards like that. And you wouldn't even have to use this designer series paper. You could use whatever other designer series paper. So that's kind of a fun, quick card. The creative juices then got going a little bit. And I thought, well, if you can color on the designer series paper, the first one I showed you, this guy, I'm going to try coloring on this guy. And let me show you what that looks like before I color. Before I colored, it is, well, nothing ever goes as planned. Where is it? It's this guy. So that, remember I did, see, I shouldn't cover up stuff. So I took this paper and colored it. It's okay. I mean, you know me, I don't like to color. So that was kind of a painful thing for me, but it did turn out pretty and it's a totally different look than the one on this one. So there's that. Okay. So then I said, what's a fun way to use designer series paper? This is a great way to do it. So my yellow, my So Saffron is cut to the standard 4 by 5 1/4. And then this paper was cut to 3.5 by 5 and this diagonally cut. And how that works is then you have 2 and you can have a strip that's So Saffron showing, and then you can stamp your greeting. And that greeting comes from that stamp set. I hope you have the best birthday. I hand cut and stamped the flowers, the little Winkastella and the leaves. I also I stamped and cut out with my scissors. So I was going all out today and I did color. I don't know if you can catch that. Let me see. I did color the So Saffron flower with a dark So Saffron blend to kind of give it some depth. So I don't know if that comes through or not, but it's pretty cool. And then I decided well, let's get crazy and emboss something. So I embossed, and I can't decide if this goes this way or this way, which is why there's no grading on it yet. Um, Either way, maybe it goes this way. Oh, maybe. So I stamped with black ink, and then I used clear embossing powder, and it's on vellum, so then it doesn't dry right away, so I could emboss it. And then I colored with the pale papaya on the back side. I don't know if you can tell. So it's a little bit darker. And then I colored with the granny apple green and then just layered that on top of that same pale papaya paper. It worked, and you could put a little greeting here or something like that. I do like it, that version. I like it landscape. I just decided. And then I got really crazy and I said, okay, well, what if I stamp the bird and use 3 different designer series papers? Again, this is just strips of Night of or Misty Moonlight tucked behind there. And I colored, and I couldn't find my light Misty Moonlight because I don't know, I'm not very organized, or they're all in boxes for the buffet. So I just kind of colored and winged it, and that wasn't too bad, I didn't think. And then I got a little crazy. So then I said, okay, let's try one more coloring thing. So then I took this paper, which if you just want to put that paper on without coloring, it's good. I mean, really, that's all you need to do. I'm going to show you how to color this in a minute. But it really just this, I put evening evergreen, probably should have been shaded spruce, but it just makes it pop. And I used the honeycomb embossing folder that's in our mini catalog that's new, just to give it some texture. So what I say I'm coloring with my blends, I'm using the blends, and they're alcohol based, so they work great to color, and they blend, hence the word blend, and you can go over it and add more color. Now, the thing with blends is 2 things you have to remember. It seeps through your paper, so you want to make sure you're on a work surface that doesn't matter if it gets stained. And you can add color, keep layering on that color with more. I mean, you can just layer it on, right? So I can go back over this and add more and more and more. But I love coloring with the blends because you don't really see those marks like, a marker would show the marks. Whoops. And then when you're goofy like that and you go out of the line, you can take your color lifter. You're going to think I did that on purpose. I didn't, but you probably can't even see it because I got my camera all wacko. But this little guy right there, I'm going to remove it. I wish we had that for like everything in the catalog, right? Because how fun is that? I'm just going to remove that part. So you can color it and add as much detail as you want. Our blends have 2 different sides. I prefer the more non-brushy kind, just because I've seen my brushes, they get mutilated because people push too hard. So I kind of encourage you to use these. They are hard to open, and so you've got to really pull and got to get some hand exercises in. Anyway, you get the idea. And then when I was going to put it together, I kind of was thinking, oh, I'm gonna highlight the freesia with the pool party. And I put that on there and I went, ugh, look at that's just too washed out. It's too pastel-y for me. So I went, okay, what about Granny Apple Green? How's that look? It's better, but it's still pretty washed out. And then I decided I was going to go with Evening Evergreen, but right now I'm deciding as well, I'm going to grab some shaded spruce. All right, so if I grab shaded spruce, that's okay. That makes it a little better. But I really do like the Evening Evergreen with this. I don't know why, but I think it's because that's my favorite color. So how much would that would just pop it up. And again, the alcohol-based markers you can use to color your white ribbon. Now, this is not going to be a good example because Paper, static electricity. So I wanted to color it pool party. So I grabbed my dark pool party. And also when you order blends, you get a light and a dark. So, and you can only order them in pairs. So then you're stuck with, if something gets wrecked, I mean, really, they're relatively inexpensive, I think. I love them. And so you just add the color onto your white ribbon. This is the white crinkled seam binding. And then you can see how it, so if you did that with your regular Stampin' Right markers, these guys, you're gonna get ink everywhere. You can dye our ribbon with re-inkers if you so choose. I did that once or twice and your hands look like you were in a kindergarten art project. So I don't know that I would do that. So after seeing this and saying, oh, we don't even really have to color, I thought that's actually, I really like that card. That's pretty simple and I'm not sure what my greeting will be. But then I did this. And that's even easier and simpler. But you know why it's that layout? Because I goofed. I was stamping and I had already glued on my paper and I just goofed on my greeting. So I said, well, I guess my bird is going to go down there and my words are going to go up here instead of vice versa. So you got to just go with the flow, right? Because it is just, you never know what is going on. So that was a quick look at how fun this little suite is. Again, it's on page 8 and 9. And no, not 8 and 9. No. On page 12 and 13. So that's about all I have for this evening. I thank you for watching and joining. If Julie, if you could look maybe on Facebook and see if there's any comments or questions, that'd be great for me, quick. And then I know Anne couldn't join us tonight. She's had a rough day. So if that's good. Oh my gosh, my light's going in and out. What in the heck? All right, everyone. Thanks for joining and happy celebration shopping. Remember this offer is only good till the end of February. And so you might want to book a party, have your friends over, do a buffet with your private buffet with your friends. I've got lots of options and I know my calendar looks super swamped, but I just have those options open and I can switch anything. So like if no one signed up for a buffet on like, let's say this Thursday and you want to get together with some friends, then come and get together with some friends. Just let me know and I'll just block that off for other people. And so I can I'm just saying, these are days I'm available. Come on over. So happy stamping, everyone. Thank you.